Hello one and all, this is Darth the Rabbit 07 coming at you today with another quick review. But first I just want to take the time to say thank you to the new 3 subscribers that put me over to the 122 mark, and really do appreciate all you guys supporting me and this journey that I'm taking here. A lot of things have fallen into shape even though we've had such a rough year, and along with that I got a really neat upgrade kit to go through with you today from BBTS. So without further ado, let's get to the very quick review. As I was stating, this is the from BBTS. They just sent it to me this past week, and I've been putting the stuff through its paces. This is the DK-16 Gear Master Accessories kit from DNA Design. Did this with my Ironhide from Studio Series, and he is like top notch with the DK-15. So here's the 16, and what this comes with today is with Bumblebee, we get some parts for him. It's the Studio Series 54 Bumblebee, I do believe. Then Sentinel from Studio Series finally gets a really cool deal. So does Blackout. So without further ado, I wanted to get into the Bumblebee first because it's the weakest of the 3, and the other 2 are pretty rock solid in my opinion. And if you guys hadn't done so down below there, we're gonna go through the homework here and say please subscribe to the channel in the description below. Please visit the links in the description. Also, if you're interested in taking a vacation in the next 1 to 3 years, there's a lot of really good promos inside of those links through Cruises Inc. And I just wanted to offer you guys the same fun I've had on 4 cruises, but I want to help you guys have your dreams fulfilled. So I'm forever looking forward to the day that we get back to normal when it comes to cruising, because there's nothing really safer or funner in my opinion. But I mean, I'll leave that to you to decide to anyways take a look. And it's great for getting away for 2 that are looking for some downtime and or a family trip to regions you've never been to before. There's a lot, there's like 700 odds in the Caribbean, plus a lot of other cool places. Please consider me to be your travel agent. So that's down there in the description as well. Alright, now with all the homework out of the way, let me get back into the quick review here. Thank you again for watching. Here's what you get inside the box with the 3 things neatly packaged in a plastic bevel, multi-tier bevel. They keep everything nice and stuff. And what's really astonishing with this kit is how nice things are with the Blackout and the Studios and the Sentinel Prime parts. And this is how you would, this is what you get, and then this is how you would store it with your Blackout in robot mode or vehicle mode. And then on the back side here, it runs through the robot mode and the vehicle mode of how you would store the stuff with Sentinel Prime, and of course also with Bumblebee there. And like I said, this is the weakest of the 3, especially when it comes to this. It just hangs off the back end of the car. And anyway, let's get to it. Here's the Bumblebee stuff coming up. Here's the Bumblebee Studio Series 54 with its kit all together, and this is probably going to pop apart during this review. You have the gun for this guy. It will take and attach here, but then it'll plug into the 2 slots back down. I don't know if you can see it down there. See the 2 slots? And this thing is such a nightmare to get together. I'm surprised it's not popped apart again already for this video review. But that's where it was stored in car mode. I'm going to get into robot mode and show it off real quick. Like I said, this is my least favorite of the 3. One moment, please. And here is that same Bumblebee in his awesome robot mode. The 2 of these pieces is actually going to go into his leg configuration, and then the other one's going to go back up here and give him some shoulder mounted rocket launchers. So then give me just a moment, I'll get these things outfitted and let you see it. One moment. This is where it's okay to I guess have this upgrade kit, especially with the rocket up on the top of the shoulders there. It just has a filler with the inner thighs and with the ankles, and it does got some really nicely painted detail here. So I can go in here and clear it up for you. It does got some really nicely painted detail there, but it's almost a pain in the fanny to get it in there. If you don't edge this top spot back here in the back of my fingernail in the right spot, this will not sit and just keep popping out like it will whenever you got it in vehicle mode and you got the whole assembly kit ready to go to the gun. And I didn't even bother finding the gun because like this will be the one and only time that I do this for this figure. And this clips in really nicely right here on the front bumper and makes a nice set of rocket pods. So out of that stuff, I might hang on to it on the outside because it will attach back to the gun, but I will never attach those other pieces back to that again and display it. So that's it for the Bumblebee portion of this video. So let me get the other guys out here. This next two parts really do shine. Thank you again for watching. One moment, please. And coming in second place is the parts and kits for the Studio Series Blackout. This guy in of itself is an absolute beast, and one of his shortcomings when he's in robot mode is to have a proper set of hands. And I did get a Shockwave Labs version that broke pretty much instantaneously after a couple of play uses, and so this one, it does make me a little bit nervous because it's directly attached to the bottom of this helicopter mode here. Let me flip this over here and show you what I'm talking about. Let me see here. Collapse this thing down because we're going to go in robot mode eventually. Right here. You can see this right here is like the little blade hand thing that he used in the movie. This is a neat part. It's attached to a hand. It has to be affixed in there the right way. Once the guns are in there first, then this hand has to be in there. So you got his hands that just kind of just like wedge in here, and you also got the little thing that pops off of the front of the. Whenever Epps is trying to take a first look at him, this little chest cannon comes up. This is where it stores between his knees back here, and this kind of just like I said, frictions in once you got that positioned right underneath there with the hand. It was just, you just got to wedge it in there and kind of do it to the side, and this makes me nervous because these are skinny and I don't want this nice piece. And like you can see, this is nicely painted. It blends into the other grays and stuff. Let me get this guy in a robot mode and show you a little bit more what I'm talking about, how this improves the Blackout in robot mode. One moment, please. And here is Blackout with his chest cannon deployed. He has extra pair of machine guns for each arm there that pegs into that hole where the butt end of the helicopter usually would plug in and store. Instead of having this piece, they give you this piece right here to fit on the back of his hand. Give me just a moment. So that Blackout can get through there and just chop them up and stuff, and it spins really good. It fits really good on the back of his hand. Also with the hands there, clip in there and clip in there, and you mash it all together. It doesn't like to stay all together in my experience with this, but it's a fully articulated hand with even like a point. You can even make him point fingers and take names type thing here if you do it right. So that is pretty cool for Blackout's robot mode there. Give me a second more. It's a really fun little deal that you get here with Blackout. Alright, we'll pause this and get Sentinel, and thanks again for watching. And last but not least is Sentinel Prime. I think this is the one that really shines. I'm going to do a quick 180 of the vehicle mode. You got swords of store on each side of the thing, with the shield on top and this on there. He looks more like a Cybertronian fire truck than he does an earthly fire truck. But you take all this stuff off, and it's exquisitely painted detail here, guys. I mean, DNA really outdid themselves on this piece, the resistance. So there's one side of the sword, and here's the other side. They will combine And you can see it's really, like I said, well detailed and painted. Let's get this back just a little bit. So there's this big ass sword. Here's his shield. It just kind of clips. Actually, let's take this off first. Here is his gun, and his gun is definitely got the painted detail. This is the one where he pops Ironhide and gives him the rust plague. And of course, the shield. And what's really neat about this, when I get to robot mode, I'll show you how this neatly does. It's got a little handle there, but this was well thought out piece. This is going to boost this figure 110-fold, as I will demonstrate one moment more. Sorry I'm running a little bit long, but this is just a really cool kit. So if you guys do remember, this was his little pieces of the fire truck became his sword. These neatly stow away now. Just take them apart. And if you go inside of the back of the shield here, there's a nice little place where you can set it down into the tab right down here and push back in, and it stows it just nicely out of your way so you don't lose the bits for the fire truck mode, whilst making a more solid looking shield. That is just pure genius right there on DNA's designs part. The other part that's really cool about this is that you can take and store the rust gun here and then attach it to his back, and it's just all kinds of awesomery. What I want to do right now is show you this guy all plugged together. Give me just a second more. Here is Sentinel dual wielding the swords. So I can get that on right there. Yeah. Dual wielding the swords whilst having the shield and the rust gun on his backpack. Pretty cool mode. One moment more. Here is Sentinel wielding the rust gun, and the sword's stowed right there on the back, and it clips back, the shield clips back onto the back right here, just to give you more storage and more configuration options. Like I said, DNA really did knock it out of the park with Sentinel. One second more, please. With all that said and done, this is what really shines, is him holding his dual-bladed sword with the rust gun stowed away as a shield, within the shield, within the other pieces. I mean, this part was really well thought out, so an A++ goes to the Sentinel pack treatment. And now for some final thoughts. I really do think the DK-16 do a whole lot more for Blackout and Sentinel than more or less than Bumblebee. Like I said, we'll probably hit that up again with the Bumblebee with the missile pods and my Studio Series shelf space. But Sentinel is by far my all-time favorite in this DK-16 kit. And just let me know down below in the comments, did you guys splurge on this kit? Will this quick review help you decide if you're going to go for it or not? I just can't get to playing with Blackout enough, like with his little pointy hand here, and it's just it's a really cool kit, and I love, like, this just does something for the Sentinel figure that it just didn't come with that to begin with. You just had the sides of the fire truck being the blades. This is where it's at. This is a little bit sharp, so just be careful when you're playing around with that. And anyway, thanks again for watching. I hope this helps you make a decision one way or the other if you'll decide to get the DK-16 kit. I highly recommend it for the two, for Blackout and for Sentinel Prime. Not so much for the Studio Series 54 Bumblebee. But thanks again to BBTS for sending that out so quickly. And you guys have an excellent, safe week out there. Till all are one. Have a good night.